We bought enough to spray every acre. It's either going to work or it's not. Fertilizer costs being what they are, they've been high, and it's been a limitation of profitability for a while. So we were mainly just using manure and or commercial fertilizer, whatever was kind of working at the time, kind of whatever a soil sample needed. But we're seeing a downhill trend, and the yields were just dropping off, and trying to find a way to maximize the nutrition and the fertility that we already have without having to buy a lot of expensive fertilizer. Instagram was hitting me with the ads all the time. Finally, you open one up and look at it, and the marketing team goes at it. When we first put it on, it would have been in the spring at green up, plus we probably had 2 or 3 inch alfalfa growing, actively growing. 3 or 4 weeks, rolled through there, you could definitely see it as that plant was really aggressively growing once we had the warmer temperatures. But you could see the color, you could see the height difference. You can tell just a generally healthier plant. In alfalfa, you're not looking for height, you're looking for that bushy, plant, so that you can get that quality in there. You want more leaf. And we did leave a couple of strips, some test strips, and they were noticeable in the field where you could see, because 120-foot wide sprayer strips that we left out, you could see both sides of it where it was and wasn't applied. So the first cut was, turned out to be really nice. I think we wound up cutting that one for horse hay. And then, of course, the tonnage was considerably better than what we'd had a year earlier without it. And then each subsequent cutting, was still, it leveled out, and we had good production. We went from about 200 bales of cutting on a big square bale to about 350, so it was a dramatic increase. The health of the plant's a big deal. You can see that the quality was there. You have a really nice stem and lots of leaf, then you can get that 200 to 300 plus RFE or RFQ, whichever one you want to look at, but that can be threefold increase with profitability, because you get paid on quality, tonnage is all extra. Add in the Rhyzogreen, you're feeding the microbes that are feeding the soils, that are extracting those nutrients so that the plant can utilize those nutrients. That's half the battle, because soil chemistry is what it is, but if you can make the plant find it and utilize it regardless of what you've done there historically, that's where you're going to glean something. That soil health side of it is a big part of being able to produce good quality crops without having to over-fertilize and over-apply. We felt like it was going to be a good move for us, and it's the soil stimulant that paid for itself. We didn't have to add any more fertilizer that year. We went with it, and it paid off.